Hey everybody, sorry it's been a while since I made a video. Kind of been busy working, but it's the middle of March now, and it's starting to thaw out from spring, and it's flooding because we've had a lot of snow here in the last, I'd say 4 or 5 weeks. Got calves on the ground. There's 5 on the ground. So pretty happy to see that. Always like seeing new life on the farm. So let's talk for a minute on how we got to this kind of emerging disaster, so to speak. Because once this all melts, it ain't gonna, well, I mean, it already isn't pretty. But let's go back to about, say, the second to the last weekend of February. We had one hell of a blizzard there. We had brought us up to about damn near 4 feet of snow for the year. And there is I got some pictures of it. I didn't take any video of it because I kind of had to really pay attention to what I'm supposed to be doing. I was out hauling milk in it, and it was not fun. And Sunday night I ended up having to spend the night at the creamery there with my 2 bosses. We had to sleep, all 3 of us sleep in our milk trucks because we couldn't get home. And it wasn't pretty. There's also a video from the sheriff's department here where a sheriff's deputy was out kind of surveying the snow drifts and that, because the snow drifts on pretty much all the north and south roads were as tall as I am, and I'm 6'5", if you don't know that. So they're pretty tall. So there is a sheriff's deputy out surveying the snow and the cars stranded on the road and that, and he comes across this payloader in a milk truck. Well, I'm the one driving the milk truck. I had the payloader in front of me from the farm that I was at last. He was kind of plowing the road open a little for me so I could get out and get to another main road to get to the creamery and get unloaded that night. It just wasn't fun. I'll throw up some pictures that I was able to take of me sitting on the road. I had to sit on the road here for about 2 hours waiting for the farmer to come plow the road open so I could get to his farm and pump the milk on. And that, ended up being an all afternoon ordeal just to pick up one farm. It sucked, but it had to be done. We got lucky. We were able to make it out to all the farms that we were supposed to that day. None of our farms had to dump any milk, but there were other farms in the area that had to. And they're still fighting about it, how they're gonna recoup their loss from having to dump milk. I don't know if the creamery is gonna step in and chip in, or their insurance companies are gonna do. I don't know what's gonna happen, but yeah. So now let's go back, fast forward in another 2 weeks. We were supposed to have another blizzard, but that turned out to be a dud. Thankfully, that was the first weekend of March. So we ended up with, I think, 4 inches of snow on that. On the last one, we ended up with 12. That just wasn't fun. So thankfully, that was a dud here. And this last week here on Tuesday, it finally warmed up and it started raining, and it had been raining on and off Tuesday afternoon through Wednesday, and pretty much then Thursday afternoon it finally quit. So that kind of set forth the flooding, and of course this past weekend too, here with the snow blizzards that happened over in the Plain States, on the Dakotas and Nebraska. So like I said, with all the blizzards in the Dakotas, and Nebraska's got flooding, really bad flooding. They got towns that are pretty much completely underwater. They got dams and bridges that got completely wiped out. It's just not pretty down there. But I'll give you a quick glimpse of what's been happening here, as far as here where I live. So here's what's been happening here. So across the road from my house, you got another pasture, belongs to the neighbor, and all the snow melting off of that runs down the hill, and and runs to the road approach, which is right there with a big pile of sand in front of it. And it would, you can kind of see on the road here where there's a little bit of water on it, the water would come down the road approach, across the road, into our yard, go underneath the snow. Okay, so like I said, there's the LP tank. You kind of see where the snow melted. That's kind of the water's path down into the pasture. The two dark spots there and there, that's where there's standing water. And the water would eventually make its way out toward the back. You can kind of see where the snow is kind of melted. The water kind of cut a path there. Water also came from the hill way back there. And obviously you can see if you look close enough, it's still flowing. I know you can't tell with the GoPro because they can't zoom, but here I'll walk down there closer. Okay, I kind of gotta stand up on the hill here, otherwise you can't see what I'm talking about. Toward the back here, where my finger is, you can see a little line there. That's where the water's been flowing from the hills back there. And they are flowing through the pasture to the cow pen, well, just on the outside of the cow pen, through the neighbors and all the other grass waterways till it hits the Zumbro River, and then the Zumbro River will eventually go into the Mississippi and head on down south. So here I am at the roadway, or the pasture entrance, field approach, whatever you want to call it. So we got this little berm built in the dike, so the water goes down the ditch. Go down the ditch here by that sign. There is an old cattle crossing underneath the road, so the water goes under that. Into the cow pen, our cow pen here. And then it continues on its way down to the Zumbro River. The reason I didn't say before is that why we had to put this here, because the water was also getting into the house, because like I said, the ground's still frozen here and there's really no place for the shit to go. All right, I got interrupted. So anyway, so like I said, the water was coming across the road. It was actually working its way through the snow and actually got into the basement of the house. So that's why the berm and the little ditch there is dug, so the water quits coming across the road. Because nobody wants nobody wants water in their basement. So yeah, the basement's dried up now, so thankfully got that taken care of. Anyway, that's what's been going on now, for now. If I could only talk. So that's what's been going on for now. So if you like what you see, drop a comment down below, hit that thumbs up button, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe. So thanks for watching. I will see you next time.